What up, Facebook? We are live Sunday afternoon. As much downtime as we have, I feel like my days are going by really fast. Not sure if anyone else can relate with that. It's kind of crazy though. Hope everyone's hanging in there, trying to make the most of your weekends. I know I was asking quite a lot of you yesterday to tell me what you were up to, and at least like 4 of you replied that you were going to be cleaning of some sort, so I hope your houses are all immaculate after all the cleaning. But that's good though, staying busy. Got some of my rock covery peeps on here. Hi, Kara. Also, it looks like it's really beautiful outside with the sunshine, but it's kind of cold. Slightly deceiving. All right. Wow, you guys are popping in here quick today. Glad to see it. And I hope everybody's been enjoying all of the other videos that we've been putting out. Got our meditations up and going. John was on early this morning before his run, just speaking some really great powerful words there, and I love hearing his insight. So it's been exciting for us too to watch each other kind of do our own thing, and be supportive of each other too. And Yana's been going on here, in the evening time and just sharing some words of wisdom with you guys, and really just trying to keep us all connected. So it's been great. I mean, I hope you guys have been enjoying these, but I've also been enjoying these. I feel like I can say I'm pretty blessed and be proud of the rock covery crew for kind of picking up where it needs to be picked up, and still reaching out and engaging with you guys as best as possible. So it's just been really cool to watch on our end, even though we're not all physically together. So for those of you who have been joining me for a few days, thank you. Welcome back if you guys are here. So typically I have been reading out of the I continue to do that the wrong way. Typically I've been reading out of the still doing it Outrageous Openness book by Tasha Silver. Just doing some really short stories out of there, and talking about letting the divine order into our days, just kind of starting your day off, inviting divine order in, and just really accepting that divine order already has a solution to all of my problems throughout my day. And if I can just take a step back and pause and slow down and invite that divine order in, that I'm able to kind of go with the flow, right? So when little problems or little unexpected situations come up throughout my day, I can somewhat smoothly navigate through them, So we've been talking quite a bit about that for the past few days, excuse me. And I've also been sharing that, I've been kind of struggling a little bit emotionally. I think that the weight of everything that has been going on is really kind of just finally hitting me and settling in. So, that's become a little bit challenging lately, and I've really been trying to rely on, my friends and my connections more so now than ever, but also relying on some of the things that I'm reading you guys. And, when I am reading those, it's not just something to read you guys to entertain you for half an hour. These are things that I have previously read and that I've gotten something out of, and I just want to share them so that maybe you can get something out of those too. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the readings that I've picked out of that. It's a different book, and some different concepts in here that I've really never carried in my life before. So it's just been really enjoying for me to be able to do this with you guys, and just kind of talk through some of my thoughts out loud. Hello, Scott. All the rock covery fam on here. It's good to see you guys. So, waking up this morning, I kind of like to share some things that work for me too, in hopes that, maybe it'll help one other person. But this morning I was able to just bundle up and take my coffee outside this morning and do some readings and meditate a little bit. And man, what a difference that makes, you know? And I don't mean that in the sense that all my problems are fixed. I have no more worries and anxieties and carefree. But I mean it in the sense where I'm able to find much more of a peace and serenity this morning, which hasn't been there in a couple days. So it was nice just to pause and slow down, even when all this craziness is not going on. I guess Sunday has always been one of my favorite days of the week. Day of rest, day of relaxation, day of just really forcing myself to slow down. And doing one of my readings this morning, one of them just really kind of, I don't know, just kind of struck me in some different ways. And, I don't know, I read parts of it over again and it just really resonated with me. So we're actually gonna put this on hold until tomorrow. And now it's Shake It Up Sunday. So I'm going to read you one of my daily reflections. This is called Each Day a New Beginning. And I know Kirsten normally does her daily readings with you guys, which I love. They've been some really great meetings, so I hope that you guys are able to continue to tune into hers every day at noon. Those have really been great. So I'm not stealing your thunder, dude. I got a different little daily reader here. So yeah, we're going to mix it up today, and I'm going to do one of the readings out of here and talk with you guys. I do hope that you are all able to continue to comment and engage here. I think right, is me starting to share some of my thoughts, but then watching what some of you have to say, and John, watching what some of you have right now. See, I love reading your guys' comments. It just changes up my mood and it changes up my thought process, and then all of a sudden we're going down different paths, and that's going with the flow, right? So we'll get right into it since I'm already all over the place. So like I said, this is one of the daily readings that I do. It's called Each Day a New Beginning. This is a daily meditation for women, so just be mindful of that. Some of the things I read, you'll pick up. Take it as what it means to you and really listen for the true feelings and the true message. I'll kind of pick a couple sentences apart after this, and we'll just kind of go from there. All right, so, and they always start out with a quote too. So today is March 22nd, and this first quote is from Janet Harris. Reared as we were in a youth and beauty-oriented society, we measured ourselves by our ornamental value. Rare is the woman who doesn't long for a svelte body, firm breasts, pretty teeth, a smooth complexion. Rare is the woman who feels content, truly satisfied with her total person. We are often torn between wanting to be noticed and yet not wanting eyes to gaze upon us. We are all that we need to be today, at this moment. And we have an inner beauty, each of us. That is our real blessing in the lives of others. Our inner beauty will shine forth if we invite it to do so. Whatever our outer appearance, it doesn't gently touch or bring relief where suffering is. Like our words which come from the heart, the home of our inner beauty. Perhaps a better mirror for reflecting our true beauty is the presence or absence of friends in our lives. We each have known stunning women who seem to cast only cold glances our way, and handsome men who arrogantly belittled others. It's our inner beauty that is valued by others. The surprise in store for each of us is discovering that the glow of our inner beauty transforms our outer appearance too. My beauty today will be enhanced by my gentle attention to the other people sharing my experiences. There's just so many little things in that reading that I just love and I connected with. Even that last sentence in the first paragraph. We are often torn between wanting to be noticed and yet not wanting eyes to gaze upon us. As I laugh because as being part of, the 12-step community is something that is important in my life, and it's a resource that I use. It is a foundation for me. So oftentimes when I'm doing other readings that are not a part of that, those groups, sometimes I hear similarities between that, and, it just kind of makes me laugh because they just reiterate themselves over and over. And so oftentimes in the 12-step rooms, you'll hear something like, the egomaniac with an inferiority complex. Meaning that, I want to be noticed, right? I want to be complimented. I want to, hear terms of endearment. I want words of affirmation. And yet when I do get that attention on me, it's extremely uncomfortable and I don't want it. And I just kind of laugh at, you know, it's so funny how, I can so easily want this one thing. And then as soon as I get it, it's so uncomfortable. We are often torn between wanting to be noticed and yet not wanting eyes to gaze upon us, And with that, there comes a vulnerability with that. People noticing us, people being kind to us, even people giving us compliments, you know. We all want to be complimented. We all want words of affirmation, As humans, we thrive off of that connection. And yet, there's times when I do get those compliments or that I don't know how to gracefully take them, right? I say, "Oh, you're too kind," or someone will just be so generous with me, and it's so uncomfortable that I don't know how to take those compliments. I try and whatever the compliment they gave me, I try and argue my way out of it. I try to lessen it instead of just gracefully saying thank you. I don't know why that is so hard to just gracefully say thank you. It's definitely a challenge, at least it is for me, And I don't know if that means that, I'm not fully comfortable in my skin, or I don't know what it means, it's just something for me that I try and keep in mind, and I still do that today. People will still say nice things to me and I'm like cringing in my head, and it's not that I don't believe it to be true, but maybe I just don't have enough compassion for myself to understand that this person is seeing something special in me, I can't take that away from them. I can't tell them how they feel. So just say thank you, So it's something I try and work on all the time. We are all that we need to be today at this moment. And we have an inner beauty, each of us, that is our real blessing in the lives of others. Our inner beauty will shine forth if we invite it to do so. Whatever our outer appearance, it doesn't gently touch or bring relief where suffering is, like our words which come from the heart, the home of our inner beauty. And I think that says a lot, Our inner beauty, each of us, is our real blessing in the lives of others. Each one of us has people in our lives that are meaningful, that care about us. Maybe it's family, or maybe it's just, family that's not blood. Maybe they're just people you work with, best friends, coworkers. Maybe you're part of a sports league and those people are like family to you too. Whatever that looks like for you, you are blessing those groups of people around you. And I firmly believe that. And, I don't want to put it so much in the sense of myself and continue to talk about me, but I want you guys to think about that too. Can you think about this inner beauty that you have? How does it serve others? What are some of those positive qualities, those unique qualities that make up who you are? And how do those benefit others? If you are part of a team, or if you are part of a group of coworkers, like what do you bring to the table? There's a whole bunch of us at Rock Recovery now, and I I love to brag about them because I'm just surrounded by such an amazing group of people. But everyone individually brings something to the table that someone else doesn't. We all have our areas of expertise. We all have our little skill sets. We all bring something beautifully unique to the table to make it this one whole. I'm like short for words today. They're not coming out the way I'm wanting them to, but we're all able to form this big tight-knit family that can do a lot of really great things when we're together. It's power in numbers, absolutely. So I want you to think about that for yourself. You do have inner beauty, each and every single one of you. And there are times where it's really hard to see that. There are times for those of us who do struggle with self-confidence, self-love, It's so much easier for us to see, and not always, but for a lot of people, it's so much easier to see the negative parts of ourselves. You know, it's so much easier to pick out all the things that I don't do well, all the things I suck at, you know. And the more times we talk to ourselves with that negative mindset, the more we truly start believing it, you know. So I want you guys to tune in, really be present and mindful with yourselves, and be aware of how do you talk to yourself. And, you know, and I don't mean necessarily out loud, but how do you talk to yourself in your head? You know you do it. We all do. You know, if I'm at home and I'm working on a project, or I'm decorating a cake or something, or I make a mistake, you know, how do I respond to that in my head? Oftentimes it's not very nice, you know. Words I probably won't say on here, but, you know, way to go. Nice job. Way to mess that up again. Tune in. Do you guys talk to yourselves that way? Do you guys have that negative self-talk? You know? Like I said, the more we continue to do that... Sorry, just reading side comments here. The more we continue to do that, you know, we really start to believe those things. And we really start to push away the self-positive talk, the self-love, you know? So it makes it that much easier and that much more of an instinct for us to pick out the negative things. But if we can just slow down and focus on the positive qualities that we do bring, you know, I think that we start to create those pathways. And if I'm able to find the inner beauty in myself and see how I benefit other people, I think it's easier that I can see the inner beauty of other people in my life, you know? John says, "Oh my God, I can't even begin to list all the things I'm terrible at." And we laugh at that, you know? Because like I said yesterday, I think one of the most important things is to be able to laugh at ourselves, right? You know, I've got a laundry list of things I'm really terrible at too, John. But you know what? That's okay, right? Because I can't be perfect at everything. I can't. I think I try sometimes, and like we talked about yesterday, I think we set these high expectations for ourselves sometimes. And because we're human, we can't always meet those high expectations. And if I'm constantly setting those expectations and constantly not meeting them, how's that going to make me feel, right? Oh, I'm such a failure. Oh, I'm no good at this. I suck at this. I try over and over again, I just fail. And after doing that for so long, that self-worth just goes down and down and down. And I don't know. I feel like it's hard to walk through life with that low of self-worth. I've done it for a long time, you know. So I want you guys to pay attention, about how you're talking to yourselves. How do you talk to yourself in your head, you know? If you make a mistake, if you do something wrong, you know, can you shift that perspective again, right? We always talk about that, shifting your perspective. Can you shift that and say, you know what? Now I just know how to not do that thing next time. That's a lesson learned. I didn't screw up, you know, it just didn't work out the way it was supposed to. That's okay. I can try again. I'm not a failure. That's all right. I'm human. I make mistakes. I can move forward from this. I can try again and again, you know? So start to shift that perspective a little bit. I also love this part. Whatever our outer appearance, it doesn't gently touch or bring relief where suffering is. Like our words which come from the heart, the home of our inner beauty, you know? You know, I think in a culture of today, I think aesthetics and looks are just so important to some of us. I know it can be for me too. But I think about it in the sense of this, like, you know, so we're all, I shouldn't say we all, but a lot of us spend a lot of time on social media. You know, and I notice when I'm starting to spend too much time on Instagram, when my self-worth starts to go down and down and down. And I have to pause. I'm like, why am I starting to feel this way? Why do I feel like I'm not good enough? I'm not strong enough. I'm not big enough. I'm not fast enough. And those feelings start to creep in more and more. And, you know, I really have to check in with myself. And I realize that when that stuff is happening more and more, it's because I'm spending more and more time on Instagram. You know, I follow people that I admire. I follow a lot of athletes that I admire the hell out of. You know, they're amazing humans to watch. And that's okay. But when it shifts to this point of me comparing myself, you know, then it can be detrimental. because now I'm focusing on all the things that they have and all the things that I don't have, you know? And that can be a really slippery slope. It absolutely can. One of my favorite guys I listen to, Steve Weatherford, called, there's 5 things that rob you of happiness. But the one I want to focus on is his he calls it comparisonitis. And that's so true, right? Think about how much time we spend on social media, on Facebook, on Instagram, Snapchat, whatever things you guys use out there. All we're doing is looking at other people in their lives, right? Whether it's words that they post, whether it's pictures or videos. That's all we're doing is looking at other people in their lives. And it's so very easy for us to focus on, oh, wow, look at all these people in their great relationships, and their nice homes, and their nice cars. Look at their cute dogs. Look at what great shape these people are in. Wow, look at this amazing thing they went and did last summer. And when that starts to take a turn of, if that's where my focus is going, that starts to get amplified. And all I'm doing is focusing on, I don't have that. I don't have that. I didn't do that. I don't have money to do that. My body doesn't look like that. It's so easy for us to get wrapped up in that crap. And it just becomes so detrimental, And for me, I really just try and stay in tune with that. I am just as guilty. I follow a lot of people on there. I'm like, why can't I look like that? Why can't I do those crazy physical things that this person can do? And I have to recognize that, okay, well, some of these people are professional paid athletes. They get paid to work out 2 times a day, every single day of their lives, and go compete. Of course I can't. Of course I don't look like that. That's not what my life looks like today. But if I were to spend the time and the energy that they put in, could I be at that level? Sure, why not? But it's kind of looking at it in the sense of reality, right? What's realistic? It talks about our outer appearance, and you know what? There's nothing wrong with maintaining an outer appearance. There's nothing wrong with caring about how you look and wanting to get dressed up and wanting to look a certain way and wanting to look your best. There's nothing wrong with that. Those are great things that we can strive for. I was just saying to someone yesterday, like, I love when I get a fresh haircut. It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like a little self-care. I feel, I feel refreshed again. I look like a cleaned up human, Those are okay things, It's okay for us to want to work out to make our bodies look a certain way that we want to, right? That's all right. But also being very conscious of when it shifts to the point of becoming obsessive to where it's running and ruling my life is when things start to get a little dangerous, Or if all I'm doing is changing every little outward appearance so that I look like somebody else. And then who am I? Do I lose myself along the way? So much of this is really about having that self-awareness, right? So again, it's okay to have that outer appearance and to want to maintain that. Not a bad thing. But it doesn't gently touch or bring relief where suffering is. Like our words which come from the heart, that's the home of our inner beauty for every single one of us. I can look like $1 million on the outside and still be completely miserable and broken on the inside, right? Is there any of you that can relate to that? Maybe not so much today, but maybe in your past, I know that's how I live my past. I'm a person who wears a lot of masks in my life. More so different hats and roles and responsibilities today. But for a long time, I kept these other masks up to hide what I was really feeling on the inside. Because on the outside, I wanted you to think that I had my life together. I wanted you to think that I wasn't suffering. I didn't want anyone to see that. I didn't want you to know I was in pain. I didn't want you to know the real me, because if I'm being honest, I didn't really know who the real me was, So I kept up this outer mask, I did that by obsessing about the way I looked, in my mind thinking that I always had to look good, feel good, right? But not on the inside. I wasn't getting to this stuff. And as I talked about yesterday or the day before, I was, for me in my past, the more I drank and did the things that I was doing, I was beginning to lose myself completely. And then I would fight harder and harder to maintain this outward appearance, to make it look even better. How can I be more attractive to you? How can I post all these pictures so that it looks like I'm having such an amazing time in my life and that there's nothing horrible going on inside, that my life isn't falling apart on the inside? Well, you wouldn't know that by looking at me. And I kept it that way, you know. But I was lacking that inner beauty. Or really, for me, alcohol was robbing that inner beauty, that was starting to fade away. Perhaps a better mirror for reflecting our true beauty is the presence or absence of friends in our lives. I think sometimes they say often, people that are friends or family or a partner, sometimes they're a mirror, they're a reflection of the good things we see in ourselves. Sometimes the bad things too, but, those people can be a reflection for us sometimes when we're right there in front of somebody, having that meaningful connection. Or in the absence of friends in our lives, the absence of each other right now. This is about as close to you guys as I can get right now, So there's an absence of people in my life right now. My family I'm missing, my close friends that I'm missing, that, we're all kind of continuing to isolate more and more and more, We each have stunning women or people in our lives who seem to cast only cold glances our way. Can you be aware of the toxic people that are in your lives? Is that helping your inner beauty grow, or is it sucking your spirit? It's our inner beauty that is valued by others. The surprise in store for each of us is discovering that the glow of our inner beauty transforms our outer appearance too. And I think that couldn't be any more true. The surprise in store. That is a surprise, It's a good surprise. For me, I found that in recovery, Once I finally put down the alcohol and the drugs and I started working on everything that had been so broken in here, I really had to put in a lot of work. And I'm still putting in a lot of work. I'm not there yet. None of us ever get there. There is no there. Okay. But we can continue to strive for that, and we can continue to put the work in. And, I look at my life today and I look at who I am and what I stand for and the way I talk, the way I carry myself. My life is entirely different than it was a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It looks very different. And there is a surprise in that. There is a part of me that is starting to love myself today. And this is an everyday battle, It's not always perfect, like I said. And that's okay. But there is this part of me that is starting to find this inner beauty. And it's not every day, but there are days, and there are more so these little moments where the inner beauty glows. And maybe I don't always see it, but the people in my life who are closest to me and spend a lot of time with me, they see it sometimes. They point it out. They give me those compliments. And then I can start to feel that glow. And what that inner beauty does, that glow of that inner beauty, it starts to transform my outward appearance, And again, it's not all about looks, but there are those moments where I do have those great days or those really positive feelings, and I feel that glow. And it makes my outward appearance look different. That smile is real at times, there's a genuineness to it. There's a genuineness to my laugh when I'm in a situation. I'm really present with someone. I'm having a great conversation and a funny conversation, and I laugh. I'm there. I'm present. It's real. That inner beauty it starts to come out today. So just that last little line. My beauty today will be enhanced by my gentle attention to other people sharing my experiences. So that's my challenge for you guys today. I want you to pay attention to your inner beauty. Pay attention to how you talk to yourself in your head. Pay attention to the negative self-talk, because we all know we do it. Some of us more than others, but it does pop up at times. We're human, right? So when that does pop up, I want you to challenge yourself. Once that negative thought does pop up, challenge yourself, turn that around, say, stop. How can I reword that? How can I reframe that so that it's a little bit more gentle and kind towards myself? Can you see your inner beauty? For those of you who really struggle with that, can you pull out a piece of paper right now and write down 5 things that you like about yourself? Or can you write down 5 things that other people have told you about yourself? You know, Chelsea, you're such a hard worker. Chelsea, you always make everyone laugh. Chelsea, you have a great smile. You know, Chelsea, we love you. Those are hard for me to say and take in sometimes, but those are things that people in my life tell me and that they see in me. So do you have people in your life that tell you loving things about yourself, that give you positive affirmations? Write those things down. Put them on a post-it note, stick them up on the mirror in the morning. Do what you have to do to start training your brain to think in those positive light. You know, I do want to get to your guys' comments. Sorry, I kind of rambling on here. Lisa says, oh, need moment. Reticular activation system, RAS. It is proven that when we see what we pay attention to more often, example, buy a red car, see red cars everywhere. Pay attention to the positive, see positive everywhere. Say negative things about you, see it more in other people, and vice versa. Focus on what you want more of, not lack. Hashtag Shift Perspective Sunday. John says, BQ, Brian Quinn said something along those lines today too. Positive thoughts repeatedly train our brains to look for positive things. Absolutely. Lisa says, Brian Quinn is her spirit animal. Love that. Kara says, I have no makeup on today and was very self-conscious on my Zoom calls. Right? And that's so natural. We get that. We're all that way, right? We're creatures of habit and we're creatures of judgment, right? As humans, we make judgments to survive our way and navigate our way through the world, you know? But as we grow, we try to be conscious of how we let those judgments in, right? So I try not to be judgmental of others. Do I do it perfectly? Absolutely not. I try not to be judgmental of myself today. Do I do it? Absolutely, yes. I can be hard on myself, you know? Like, my hair's a mess, you know? My eyebrows are a mess. You know, I haven't been outside in days. Looking pale, haven't been in the gym lately. You know, I don't want people to see me. You know, that's me being vulnerable. Those are the thoughts that go through my head. But who cares? Do any of you honestly really care what I look like on here right now? No, you know? So can I learn to be vulnerable and put those little self-judgments aside and still show up for other people anyways? You know, I don't always want to be on camera, but here I am. All I can give you is my smile. Rose says, that's literally how I felt my entire life and even now. Yeah. Mo says, I made sure to be intentional today with my outer appearance when I went to the grocery store. No harm in taking a little self-care moment to pick out an outfit that makes me feel good for my 1 hour out in society. Yes. And that is so important. And I was thinking about that earlier too. And Mo, I'm so glad you touched on that. You know, like I said a few minutes ago, there's nothing wrong with wanting to maintain an outward appearance. There's nothing wrong with whether you're a male or female, whether you want to feel beautiful or not. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, as long as it's not taking over and running your entire life so that all you're doing is spending all your time and energy making yourself look good. You know, that's when it gets to be dangerous. But on a daily basis, there's nothing wrong with wanting to get up and shower and do your makeup and do your hair in the morning, you know, and step out into the world and feel good for a little bit, right? That's self-care we can do, you know. So if you are venturing out there into the world, into the land of the grocery stores, you know, do you want to throw jeans on because you've been living in sweatpants for a week now and in the same hoodie and haven't showered in 3 days? Right? I may or may not have done that. You know, like, that's okay. You know what? I took a shower last night and I put jeans on, I put a t-shirt on, I did my hair. Did I go anywhere? No. But did it make me feel a little bit more human and, you know, make me feel good about myself for a little bit? Yeah, it did. It's nice to be able to do that. So, oh gosh, all the comments in here. But yeah, you know, that's one more thing I want to challenge you guys to do. If you are making those trips out to the grocery store, or whether you're going to go, you know, go for a walk outside with not a group of people, because we're not supposed to be doing that. Do you want to do your hair today? Do you want to take a shower today? Do you want to pamper yourself a little bit and take that self-care and feel good about yourself? Go for it. Why not, right? For those of us that have been living indoors for a week now and, maybe are not showering as frequently or maybe wearing the same sweatpants a few days in a row, can you break that pattern a little bit? I challenge you. Do a little self-pampering, a little self-love today, guys. John says, I'm not even watching you. I'm guessing that was in regards to my comment about, does anyone really care what I look like today? No, John, I'm not even watching you. But I know you're listening, so thank you. Michael says, 5 things I love about you, Chelsea. You are creative, outgoing, compassionate, strong, and loving. Oh, that's from my mom. Mama Llama. Thanks. And see, it's so hard for me to take that, right? Those are comments from my own mother. And it's so hard for us to accept that self-love sometimes. Why is that, I challenge you guys, if you are receiving words of affirmation or love from other people, I challenge you to gracefully accept that and just say thank you. Whether it matches your insides, whether it's something you struggle with or not, say thank you and leave it at that, But on the same, another shift here, those are wonderful things that someone is saying nice to me. So can I now turn around and pass that along, right? Can we do the acts of kindness today? Can you go to someone else you love, a friend, a significant other, a parent, a coworker? Can you go to someone else, even if it's through a text message? Can you say, 5 things I love about you? All right, that's the challenge I really want to do for you guys today. Sorry, there's a lot of ideas happening. I like this one better. You can do all the challenges, but one. I want you guys to reach out to somebody today, and it can be somebody that you know very well on a personal level. It can be someone that you spend most of your days with. It can be someone who maybe you don't know very well, So in that sense, you could say 5 things I like about you, 5 things I appreciate about you, 5 things I notice about you. Or if you really want to go for it, 5 things I love about you. Let's spread that act of kindness today. Amongst all the crap going on and all the difficulties everyone's got going on right now, let's spread some love, okay? John, JK Chelsea, you know how much I love you, CK. And Eileen says, I do get prepped, even if not going out. If I don't, then the woman looking back at me from the mirror can be very scary. Yeah, it's all right. So we're going to wrap it up. Show yourselves some self-love today. Take a shower. I laugh at that because, I'm showering now every couple of days. Not that the world needs to know that, but there it is. There's my vulnerability for the day. Get up, take a shower. The sun's out. Step out on your porch for 10 minutes. Do your hair, do your makeup. Make yourself feel good for the day. Get that inner beauty going and let it spread to your outward appearance. And then spread that to somebody else. Pass on that act of kindness. Take that love in here and spread it to somebody else today. And when you spread it to that somebody else, I want that then to go to somebody else and to somebody else and so on and so forth. Let's see how many people we reach today by all of our love that we're spreading. Chris says, thank you for doing good and helping people feel less isolated and using technology to help us during these tough times. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what we're here for. And I will continue to tell you guys this every day I'm doing a video. Even on the days I don't feel like doing a video, I'm here because this is my way of connecting with you. This is something that I need for me too. But as, just a small portion of being able to represent Rock Recovery Fitness, I want to connect with you guys. I want to be there for you guys. So we're here. Again, we are having regularly scheduled videos. We have a lot more of them popping up. I'm not 100% sure, but I believe Yana's going to be sharing later this evening too. John's been sharing in the morning. We've got meditations going on. We've got readings tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon, Lisa's back to giving you guys some at-home workouts to get you up, get you moving, So join us. Everything's posted on the Facebook. There's also a lot of external links and resources to other things that people may need. And once again, if you guys are struggling, if you guys need to talk to somebody, please reach out. Don't hesitate. You guys don't have to be alone during this time. And if all you're doing for the day is getting out of bed and watching one of our videos for the half an hour, 40 minutes, if that's all you're doing to connect today, then great. Because you know what? That's something. And something is better than nothing. So we're here for you guys. We love you. I appreciate you guys getting me up and on here today. I really appreciate the love. And, of course, a shout out from my mom. But yeah, you guys are awesome. So please continue to tune in. We got some stuff for you later tonight, and I will be back tomorrow to our regularly scheduled programming. Oh my gosh, why is this so hard? To our regularly scheduled programming of reading some stuff from Outrageous Openness. So thank you guys for tuning in today. Have a happy Sunday. We'll talk to you later.